everyone. Lovely to meet you all. My name, as Cathy has said, is Dr. William Clayton. You can call me Billy, and I'm a senior lecturer in human geography here at the University of the West of England in Bristol. And I'm going to talk through our human geography programme before my colleague, Dr. Harry West, talks through our physical geography programme. And there'll be time for questions at the end if you want to ask those. Just to start off, I want to talk about the difference between human and physical geography and just explain how our two courses here at UWE are focused on those two areas but sort of complement each other. Within geography in general, we're looking at the world and we're trying to understand physical processes in the world and also social processes in the world, you know, our human interactions with the environment around us and what we can do to improve things for the future and address physical and social challenges. So on the human side, as you can see here, we're more focused on the human interactions with the physical environment, human society, and some of the big issues that we face across the world. And I'll come on to those later on. On the UWE course, we have a vibrant programme and our students enjoy studying our different topics. And I've put a few comments there at the bottom, which is what our students say about the course. So in terms of our human geography programme at UWE, the main focus of our course is to be applied geographers. So what we mean by that is to train our geographers as professionals to go out into the workplace and to be working on the issues that they're learning about in the classroom. So it's about the knowledge, but it's also about the skills to go out into careers and actually have a positive impact upon the world. So our course is focused on real world issues. We're focused on teaching geography beyond the classroom. So going out and understanding issues. We use our beautiful city, Bristol, as what we call a living lab. So it's where we go and do some of our studies. We work on real issues in the city with local organisations, non-governmental organisations. We go to talks and seminars. We run field trips, and I'll show you those in a minute. We have very high student satisfaction on both geography courses, and we have a really strong student cohort, both on the academic side and the social side. So students often meet their friends for life on our course. And I was a student at UWE myself. So I did the geography programme and I loved it and I stayed on, and I'm now a lecturer and course leader on the programme. And of course, our students go off into jobs in the city, nationally and internationally. And our course is designed around training. So it's designed around training you in professionally relevant skills. And we do that through our range of assessments. So we don't just do essays and exams. We do some of those, but we also do training in writing professional reports, writing professional papers, doing presentations, public speaking, fieldwork, data collection, data analysis, preparing portfolios, posters, projects, a whole range of things that you'll be trained in on the course in becoming a geographer and a professional that can go out into a range of different fields. In terms of the actual experience of being in the city and on the course, Cathy's already talked through some of the features of UWE. We have a wonderful campus here in the city, and Bristol's one of the most popular places to live in the UK, and we're very fortunate. We've got a really exciting programme here. Lots of our staff are working at high levels and have won awards for our teaching. We have a student research conference every year, so you get the opportunity to present your work not only in sort of assessments, but also a more real world conference environment where we get external speakers coming in. We have dissertation prizes and showcases and an end of year show to help students showcase their material. We work with people from the industry on our assignments. So we have members of organisations come in and advise us on what would be good for an assignment in terms of that being a real world assessment to help in different types of industries. We're very focused on sustainability, as I'll show you on the next slide, which is, arguably the most important issue that we're facing globally. Global sustainability, issues around climate change, human interactions with the environment is core to everything that we do on the Human Geography programme. And we have a lot of external speakers as well that come in onto the course. Our main programme themes, as I say, we focus on sustainability in everything. So that runs through the core of what we do. We know that the big challenge that many of us will face in our careers is going to be addressing the climate crisis, health and wellbeing crisis, issues of geopolitics, all of those things. So sustainability cuts through the core of everything that we do. We focus on global cities and regeneration. We have a strong international focus, the global south and economic development, and the changing geopolitical situation in the world, looking at securities, big current issues, and our content is regularly changing to reflect what we see in national and international politics. We look at international tourism, how that's developing, links with sustainability. We focus on energy, resource management. So we're talking water, food, waste, energy, all of those kinds of things. We have a focus on transport and mobilities. So globalization and those processes, linking, of course, to tourism. And then finally, our big focus as well is training in employability and skills. So our course is a knowledge-based course in terms of these different themes, but at the same time, you're training to be a professional and to go out into the workplace and to be able to do all of the things that are required of you to address some of these big issues that we face. So this is our core team, our teaching team, who you'll meet if you decide to study with us at UWE. You can see me at the top there and Dr. Andrew Talon, who's my co-program leader. I won't go through these in detail because we don't have time in this session, but you can see the range of different expertise that our teaching team have. And they've worked in a whole range of professions, often before becoming academics. You can see Harry there, who will speak to you shortly. And then we have a full range of our team. This is our core team. You'll be taught by a wider range of people than this, but these are the main team that teach on the Human Geography program. One of the things we often get asked about as geographers, and we're very lucky as geographers, is the opportunity to go out into the field and conduct field trips. Field trips are fantastic for giving a range of experiences, but at their core, they are training in research. You're going out to conduct field work, to do data collection, surveys, interviews, observations, all of those things, doing data analysis, preparing professional presentations, preparing professional reports, managing a project, group working. You're training in all of these things. And on the Human Geography course, there are field trips at every stage of the program. So throughout the course, you'll do day trips to different relevant places that we go to, normally more locally based in Bristol, the local area, off to London, those kinds of places. And then each year we have a longer residential trip, which students go on. So in the first year, we have a 4-day residential trip where we stay away in South Wales, which is the country to the west of England, not far from us in Bristol. And we do data collection there. Then on the second year, we have an 8-day field trip. This year, we went to Mallorca in Spain to understand tourism issues and sustainability and resource use. And then in the final year, there's an opportunity for a residential trip for 2 weeks to a more exotic location. And we've been to India before, South Africa, Iceland, Lanzarote, and other places. So I'll just show you a few pictures of those trips because that's one of the nicest things about being a geographer is that we get to go off and do these things. And compared to other courses, we go out into the real world and explore these places. So this is us on our undergraduate field trip in November of this academic year in South Wales. That's all of our students standing outside the Welsh Parliament, learning about geopolitics and Welsh devolution. That's our first year students currently, who are just finishing their year now. We also go out into the landscape and understand human impact on the landscape and land use change and different patterns of land use development. That's some of our geographers up at the top after a long walk up the hill in November. We understand deindustrialization and processes in local communities. So this is some of our students preparing to go down a mine in the Big Pit in Blaenavon to understand how the area has changed since deindustrialization. This is us looking out across the landscape and understanding human processes and how we're influencing the environment. This is our students doing some fieldwork and data collection, completing transects and training in how to do land cover analysis. And then to complement that, they go into the classroom and they present that to us as a part of the assessment. So you can see them there doing their assessments later on. And that's some of our current first year students. And then finally, we have the social events of the field trip where we gather around and have a pub quiz at the end so that the group get together and get to know each other as friends on the course. Then in the second year, we go to Mallorca, and this is our trip from April. 2 months ago, we were in Mallorca holding a lecture on the beach. This is our student group there, me taking the picture. We go to lots of different locations around the island, understand the impacts of tourism on Mallorca and some of the sustainability challenges. We explore the Western Mountains, which are fascinating, and see how villages are struggling there with depopulation. This is our hotel that we stay at, which is included in the course fees. So that's a part of the package. There's no extra cost for that. And then again, us in Parma as our big student group. This is our second year group now. So you've seen our first years and our second years. And that's our second years presenting to us on the trip here. Again, developing their skills, turning their research into a presentation. And then finally, us leaving Mallorca, sadly, at the end of the trip on the way back. And then finally, this year's expedition, you can see Dr. Harry West on the side of the picture there, who'll talk to you shortly. And this year was South Africa. So our third year students went to South Africa on the Advanced Geographical Expedition for 2 weeks and saw some incredible wildlife and understood issues around tourism in these places. Just as I finish up, because I know I'm running out of time, a couple more slides. We're very lucky on geography to have very high student satisfaction. In the UK, we have something called the NSS, the National Student Survey. And for the last 5 to 10 years, human geography has been scoring in the high 90s for student satisfaction across the course. And last year, we got an average satisfaction of 95% with the teaching categories across the course. So we're very happy with that, and we're lucky that our student experience is so high on the programme. And as I've been suggesting throughout, our students go into a range of employment destinations. You can see here some of the destinations for our placement students in a range of organisations in the city and across the country. And then on the right-hand side there, you can see the graduate jobs that students go into. So we're talking local government, sustainability consultancy, environmental consultancy, working for the health service, working with the Soil Association on those big issues that we face. So if you want to ask questions about that later on, please let me know. And then finally, just to finish up, we are accredited by the Royal Geographical Society. So we have RGS accreditation, and our students get to attend the conference sometimes and even present at the conference. So one of our students recently wrote a paper with me and one of my colleagues around the use of e-scooters, and that's us presenting at the Royal Geographical Society conference in 2021. That's Monique up there presenting. And it all finishes, of course, with our graduation down in the city centre, and that's us all standing in our robes, enjoying finishing with the students. And there's a range of opportunities as well. We have award nights, we have student socials to go alongside the academic side as well. So you can see several of our students there winning Student Experience Awards. So I'll finish off now because I know I'm running over time. I'll put my contact details up here and those of my co-program leader, Andrew. But please do ask me questions at the end. I hope that was interesting and explained a bit. And I'll hand over now to Dr. Harry West. Thanks, Cathy.